4 years ago, Dan Bylsma stood in a much smaller room at a much different podium at Mellon Arena when he met the Pittsburgh media for the first time. He was not a guy whose name many people knew how to spell, let alone say correctly. Since then, he's become one of the winningest coaches in the history of the Pittsburgh Penguins and a leading candidate to represent the United States as the head coach at the 2014 Winter Olympics in Sochi, Russia. No Penguin coach has ever lasted 4 full seasons on the job. It's been sort of a black hole for guys that have come through this league. You know the story. 1 and done, 2 and through. But Dan Bylsma's managed to stay the course, whether it's through catchphrases like "get to our game" or "a race to 4", or whether it's just by providing the Penguins a winning brand of hockey. His task 4 years ago, take a team that was in 9th place and 5 points out of a playoff spot and somehow get them to find the swagger that the team showed a year before when they reached the 2008 final. Dan Bylsma was hired on February 15th, 2009. 4 months later, the Pittsburgh Penguins were Stanley Cup champions. 4 years later, his reign looks like it's showing no sign of ending.
Well, I think anytime you're going through a tough time, there's probably a lot of negative energy, and you know, guys are down, and nobody likes to lose, and nobody likes when things are that bad. So I think when Dan came in, as you know, with any change in coach, it's a change of philosophy, which you know sometimes teams need, and also I think just like I said, the energy he brought. You know, I think we had the belief that we could kind of get ourselves back into the playoffs, and he brought that energy every day, and it really gave us, like I said, that kind of belief.
I think just being able to manage the guys, keeping guys going. You know, you have Sid and Gino, but you have to find a way to keep them on the ice, keep the other team on their heels, but also give them each enough time with the puck to be able to satisfy their skill level out there. So be able to manage guys, but you know, part of it is letting maybe some of them play, but just putting in place the right structure that's needed to have a good system, and I think that's something he's done really, really well.
Well, I think he just he obviously has a mind for the game. He's a smart guy, and he's good at his attention to detail. I think is important, and it's a big part of what he does. I think you know, he breaks down little things in the game that make a difference that sometimes you know, kind of slip under the radar. So he's you know, he's been great to me for teaching too. You know, being a new guy, trying to learn things. He's been a good teacher, so that's helped for sure.
You know, there was some questions from people about who this guy was, where he's from, why is he coaching the Penguins, and of course we've gone through the end of that season in the Stanley Cup playoffs and winning the Stanley Cup. You know, 4 years of we've won a fair amount of hockey games in Pittsburgh. We've gone through some different things as a team and as an organization, and some injuries and different things. And it makes me feel like it's been more like 6 years, and I got to count the seasons. But I think it's been, you know, an outstanding time to be coach of the Penguins, to be a part of a great organization, great players. We've won a lot of hockey games, and the expectations are extremely high in terms of winning Stanley Cups. And as you go through the years, and we're certainly disappointed that we haven't won more playoff games in the past couple of years. But you know, again, as we go into this year, a shortened season, much like the first time I got to Pittsburgh, and we have a shortened season with a really good team, and I think we're you know, positioning ourselves to be a team that competes and contends for the Stanley Cup again.